UT Arlington, homecoming is a time to connect with a campus somewhat lacking in engagement. On foot, on cart, or over sound waves, UTA Radio found a way to tune in to this year's festivities. Staffers featured in the parade, advisor Lance Leguez ran in the annual 5K, and to round it all out, students called the homecoming basketball game.
So we wanted to do a boombox because we're UTA Radio, and we wanted to show how great we are by creating this boombox. It has all of the things you need to play your music. It also has our flyers at the bottom for our radio shows, all the advanced DJs that we have at UTA Radio. And it even has our professor as Superman photoshopped on it. And I think it goes pretty well with the theme. Not all Mavericks wear capes.
This was the second time UTA Radio students decided to take part in the parade. It had been a few years since their first walk. Advisor Lance Leguez brought up the idea to have a parade float during a staff meeting.
You know, some years you just don't have any interest from the student body, and this year we did.
When a fellow DJ asked Reininga if she wanted to take part, she said yes.
I've always been the person that is in charge of decorating or things like that for certain things.
Radio students went beyond walking the street and broadcast it live on Twitter.
We always try to go live as much as possible, and we try to really showcase our UTA Radio because I don't think enough people know about UTA Radio.
UTA Radio members Creighton Branch and Micah Cole called the homecoming men's basketball game. Branch remembers stepping outside the College Park Center during street-side festivities.
When I was outside, like, oh my gosh, look at all these people, this is really cool. And then when I'm inside and you hear the music going and all the players are on the court, and you know, Micah's getting his stuff ready and I'm getting the pregame ready, and like all the Sun Belts there and all the players' families are there and everything, you're like, wow, this is big time for UTA.
Inside the arena, the smell of buttered popcorn permeated the air as everyone prepared for the game.
Everybody knows the homecoming game is the biggest game in the season, and so we try to attack it like that too with the radio.
Branch and partner Micah Cole host a sports radio show, The Hot Seat. At homecoming, they gave listeners a live view of one of UTA's biggest games of the season.
It's like, this is going to be our best call. It needs to be our best call because this will be the biggest call. You know, most people are going to listen to this one more than any other one.
You typically see a lot more audience at these games physically. And then also our listenership tends to go up whenever we do sports. But especially during homecoming, it goes up just that little bit more. You know, there are a number of parents who can't make it here for homecoming for whatever reason. And it just adds just an extra layer of excitement to everything.
What it feels like is when you're doing homecoming and you're calling and you look out and there's 4,000 people there, it just makes you so excited, and you understand that this is like what I am talking about here really matters, and it's a big deal. People care about it, and that just gets you more hyped up.
Over his time at UTA Radio, Branch cultivated his own skills for telling the story of a game on the air.
I found out that once I started calling last year, if I got really into it, really engaged with the teams and started to learn more about them, that the more passionate I was. And what I was calling on air was actually how I was feeling. And if you can do that, that's what I think makes a good call.
Those radio sound waves also paint UTA with a bit of campus culture.
I think people should tune into UTA Radio because it's a great way to hear the voices of UTA without actually having to be on campus. You know, you could be an online student and you listen to UTA Radio and you find out all of these things about the campus.
Branch says UTA Radio offers a unique voice that emphasizes relating with athletes.
You know that when we talk about somebody, it's because we are just as in tune and connected with them as when we're talking about them. You know, we're not just reading it off of paper. It's because they've told us about this, or we've hung out with them, things like that, or just like talk to them on a lengthy basis. You know that we care just as much as someone who's listening cares.